European leaders are rushing to the White House to show support for Volodymyr Zelensky ahead of a meeting with Donald Trump that could well determine the future of the war in Ukraine. There are events a long way away that still feel very personal for Melbourne's Ukrainian community. Joining me now is Eugene Hawryszko from the Association of Ukrainians in Victoria. Thank you for coming in.
Not a problem.
Now, I want to take your mind back to Saturday morning and just cast your eye over these images of what happened when Donald Trump welcomed Vladimir Putin, a wanted war criminal, the man who's been bombing
Yes,
Ukraine now
on
for
a red
years.
carpet of all things at the same time. And honestly, when I saw that, my blood boiled, as did many Ukrainians that I saw at our Ukrainian Catholic Cathedral yesterday. They were just flabbergasted to have someone like that in American territory. America has denied international law, so they're not going to arrest him, but that guy should be arrested for his war criminal deeds. And he still, while this was going on, he was physically bombing Ukraine because most of us have got the link to Ukraine as far as the bombing side is concerned, so we know when the bombs are starting to hit. And during that time they were meeting, the bombs were still, or the drones were still coming through. So to me, what was the point of the meeting?
Right.
The guy has never, he doesn't want peace. He wants Ukraine to be totally flabbergasted or totally, just bombed out of his existence. And just straight out genocide. And it has been going on for 3 years now, 3.5 years.
So do you feel most of the Ukrainian community felt the same way? That this
exactly
was
the same. We were disgusted, absolutely disgusted.
No secret to anyone, Donald Trump keeps changing positions from week to week, if not day to day sometimes. First of all, on the way into that meeting, he said there must be a ceasefire. Now he's saying, well, ceasefire's not important, let's have a peace deal first.
Well, that's the other issue.
Where do you stand on this?
Well, this is the other issue. Trump, to us, has just done the wrong things. He's the leader of the Western world, or we think he is. But he's losing that. He's losing the democratic effect. If Ukraine goes, what happens to the rest of the world? They see it. China sees it as, oh, this was easy. And so does the rest of the world see it that way.
Presumably this is the reason too that all these European leaders, in a big rush, I mean this only was organised in 24 hours, have raced to Washington, or are racing to Washington to stand alongside Volodymyr Zelensky.
Exactly. They feel that he needs support because, like he did last time, he just whitewashed him.
He was monstered last time he went to office.
Because he wore a T-shirt. The poor bugger, he's just come out of the war zone and got on a plane, got into, he doesn't care what he's wearing. He's not like Mr. Trump, who thinks he's got to be in a suit and tie and, disrespect, boo-hoo,
Well, no one complained when Churchill wore a flight suit.
Spot on. And, this is the other concern we've got. Talk about Churchill. Reminds us that in the Second World War, Russia was a friend of an ally of the US, and we're hoping they're not heading the same way because that's what's looking straight to us, looking at us in the face.
So amongst the Ukrainian community and people you're in contact with back in Ukraine, what's the feeling now? We're hours away from this meeting getting underway. What is your sense? Is it hope, anxiety, dread? Well,
there's anxiety because there's talk about some of that land, Mr. Trump wants us to hand over some of the land to the Russians that they've occupied illegally. We're a sovereign state, mind you. And, I just can't understand it, Brett. It's just beyond comprehension, and this is how the Ukrainians see it. And, I spoke to a lot of people yesterday, as I said, and we're all perplexed by this whole thing. We're worried that we'll be forced to hand over some land, and then the next thing is, who's going to give us the security? If there's no America, and fortunately we've got Europe behind us.
But that's not enough on its own.
That's not enough.
So you'd be hoping that there is some sort of security guarantee from the United States tomorrow.
Exactly,
to back up any possible peace.
Exactly.
We'll get a better idea, possibly around this time tomorrow, about which way this is all going to turn.
We hope so, Brett. We hope so. And, by then, hopefully, that it won't be as bad as I think it's going to be, but maybe it means that we have to keep on fighting, like proud Ukrainians and heroic Ukrainians to add to that.
All right. Eugene, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks, Brett.
Eugene Hawryszko from the Association of Ukrainians in Victoria.
Thank you very much.